between that gas station and that wall to build out, according to the building department.
Sure, yes.
Okay, so he would.
From what I was told, I believe yes, because that was, they just needed the vacation, but I believe what I was told is even with, he had to go through that process, but even, because he only wants to bump out a few feet, but I'm pretty sure that's what I was told, that is enough, because there's enough room for a vehicle. That was the main thing, that a vehicle needs to be able to go through there like a delivery truck, so, which gives them that room. But not, in all vacations, not, that other property doesn't have to assume that percentage if they don't want it, so, because technically if he did take half of it, that would go on their tax roll. So sometimes, like if we have a lot in the neighborhood.
Just deed it to him?
What's that?
Can't the other party deed it to him?
They
That
could.
easement?
They could.
But all three parties would have to deed it to him, correct?
They would all have to agree upon that, yeah.
Well, and then I would deed it to him, so that way my taxes would go down. That's all.
Any further discussion during the public hearing? If not, a motion to close the public hearing is in order.
Motion.
Support.
Motion by Councilwoman Witten, supported by Councilwoman Brandana. All those in favor of closing the public hearing say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no. Ayes have it. Item 7.14 is a motion to approve to vacate retaining all utility easements, 20-foot alley located adjacent to lots as listed. The subject site is located between Marvin Avenue and McGuire Avenue.
Motion.
Support. Motion by Councilwoman Witten, supported by Councilman Johnson. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say yes.
Yes.
All those opposed say no. Yeses have it, motion carried. Item 7.15 is a motion to approve election source low quote for the purchase of election-related signage in the amount not to exceed $3,047 funded through General Fund, City Clerk's Office, election supplies.
Motion. Support.
Motion by Councilwoman Rose, supported by Councilwoman Daniels. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say yes.
Yes.
All those opposed say no. Yeses have it, motion carried. Item 7.16 is a motion to approve My Custom Signs low quote for the purchase of retractable precinct signs in the amount not to exceed $3,767 funded through election grant monies.
Motion.
Support.
Motion by Councilwoman Witten, supported by Councilman Johnson. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say yes.
Yes.
All those opposed say no. Yeses have it, motion carried. Item 7.17 is a motion to approve the issuance of a solicitor's permit to Comcast Xfinity for door-to-door sales of internet, TV, home cell phone service for a period of 1 year valid through October 1st, 2025.
Motion.
Support. Motion by Councilwoman Witten, supported by Councilman Johnson. Is there any discussion?
Chairman.
Councilwoman. Councilwoman Witten.
I believe this is the one that's came before us again, and I don't necessarily love door-to-door sales individuals, but this person has followed the process, unlike most people who go door-to-door, and they've done all of the background checks, right, and all of that stuff. So, I mean, obviously, I'm in support of approving it just because, again, this is about one of the only one that ever comes to us, and there's many that go door to door and don't follow the process. So I commend them for actually doing what they're supposed to do.
And I believe it's some of the discussion or backup that they have provided. Under federal law, we cannot prevent that. It's one of those, they want to make certain that they're following our ordinances. They're want to make certain that we're aware, but just in case we decide to shoot them down, they're still going to do it anyway. Is basically the way that I read it.
Chairman.
Councilwoman.
So, the 1 year, is that standard 1 year? That just seems like a long time.
That's within our ordinance, and they can ask for less time, but typically if they're paying for the permit, they get a year. And they have continually, since they've applied, they're sending us, their people are coming in and bringing their forms for background checks, so they're taking it very seriously. Where I can tell you, once we get a notification from a citizen, if we have a number to call, we'll contact the business and tell them, you need to do this and give them the paperwork. And 99% of the time, they don't follow through. However, they get caught out doing it, they could be in trouble. Now, with this, they are at least attempting to follow our ordinance, which we do appreciate. Yes, they've given everything, the bond, they're bonded as well, surety bond, so.
Councilwoman.
So all the people that are actually knocking, they've all come through your office? And then, what about the no soliciting sign on the doors? Does this apply?
Mr. Chairman, yes, they can get those from my office, and sometimes they don't follow them when I'm not talking about this company in particular, but I've had one on my door before, and they've knocked on my door, and first of all, I told them I pointed and said, do the sign, and then secondly, I said, you don't have a permit to be doing this, and then they want to argue with me if they do. But anyways, which I know they don't. But yes, they can get those signs, stickers. If they want to put a sticker on their door, they can get it from my office, and it applies to everyone except like churches. And when I'm outdoor knocking for myself, particularly, I will not knock on a door if you have a sticker that says no soliciting, because people take those very seriously.
It's not pretty.
No.
Chairman?
Councilwoman.
So, are they told about the no soliciting, so they're told to not knock if there is one, right?
Mr.
Not to
Chairman,
knock.
we do provide them with a copy of the ordinance, and then it is reiterated to them, and I will remind them again that if they do see a no soliciting sticker, to please, because some people are, quite frank, afraid to open their door, and I don't blame them.
Any further questions on this item? Hearing none, all those in favor say yes.
Yes.
All those opposed say no. Yeses have it, motion carried. Item 7.18 is motion to approve Inclusion Solutions sole source for the purchase of 11 accessible voting booths in the amount not to exceed $11,287 funded through general fund, city clerk's office election supplies account.
Motion?
Support.
Motion by Councilwoman Witten, supported by Councilwoman Daniels. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say yes.
Yes.
All those opposed say no. Yeses have it, motion carried. Item 7.19 is motion approved to refer the proposed charter amendment to Corporation Council for review and concurrence of proper form, language, procedure, and timing to effectuate.
Motion. Support.
Motion by Councilwoman Rose, supported by Councilwoman Daniels. Is there any discussion?
Chairman?
Councilman.
I had reached out to Mr. Plato about this, so is this, I was always told that you can't do a charter amendment, or is this just to see what you're supposed to do in order to get a charter amendment, or is that the purpose of this?
The purpose of this is to take the proposal as written by Councilwoman Rose. If this motion were to pass, for it then to go to the Corporation Council for review of the proper form, language, procedure, and timing to effectuate. So we know in general that, I mean, the clerk could probably tell us, timing, when is the next citywide election? It's not until a year from now. In terms of, proper form, the state of Michigan has very specific items there. The governor, I believe, and Secretary of State needs, or Attorney General needs to review and sign off. So it's not, something that can happen overnight. And so the thought is that if